in your own eye, because you were the devil. She had a misread sense of humor. So that's where it comes from. But with a grain of salt, and again, if they say, if the shoe doesn't fit, throw it out the window. Which means, don't be so upset about every little thing. Maybe you understand this phrase. Pulling a hair out of warm butter. And we just yell and scream, ah! Like someone is really killing us. And the teacher says, it's just warm butter. It's just a hair. Just try it out. What's wrong with you? And then Amakaze says, oh, you can see how your progress is going. Look at your life. And then you'll get a good indicating what kind of yogi. You call yourself yogi. And at every little turn, you fall down. Brace up. Brace up. But brace up with a certain amount of joy and gratitude. Recognizing that one has been blessed. I don't know, last night, oh, looking up, I see the stars. Oh, there's the stars. I love to stand and look to the stars with my open hands and just say to the universe, I am your servant. Guide me and make use of me. May I be of benefit to all. May they all be happy and have cause of happiness. May not one of them suffer or meet with that which brings about suffering. May they never be parted from that which brings happiness. May they look upon all near and far with a certain equality. At least I say this to myself again and again, and I'm falling short of coming to meet it in the end. But at least the seed is planted, and that's where one must begin. So today, please look into the sky. See the sun and the clouds as they go by. And then looking at the stars in the darkness of the night sky, I thought, oh, why look out there? Look within. I am not separate from that universe. Isn't that where we should begin? The totality of space and time and light and all of those universes that I see at night. From where do they originate and where are they perceived? There's no place other than within me. So looking into the space and seeing the stars, I thought, look into your own face. That's where I will start. Take a breath in, please. Breathing out. At least this day, generate loving kindness and compassion, joyousness and equanimity. May your knowledge and wisdom blossom like a flower, so you can truly be of benefit in this life as you have in your past lives and as you will in your lives to come to all sentient beings. Suffering seen and suffering unseen. How might we be an agent that intervenes? If we do not start with ourselves, then how can we extend out to others? If we do not start with ourselves, I was talking to Lama the other night, and the twofold process, that which benefits others, no, that which benefits self, then benefit others. Sometimes we want to always help. Be selfish, to be selfless. We must first clean up our own house. Then, I'm sure Master Ji and Dawala, they have been cleaning. Because next week is Chinese New Year. Then we'll have Losar. So this is the tiger, the strength of the tiger. So always cleaning. Clean your house, please. We don't want to be a false practitioner. On the outside, all show. And the teacher says, inside, no go. So we bring a balance between the two. So again, I thought this morning, what shall I practice this day? contentment, gratitude, and follow the middle way. Sometimes we hear those words and we, oh, it's not the high profound teachings. Everybody wants the high profound teachings. And as the senior Ani from Naginata said to me, no. Go the low way, loving kindness and compassion, benefit self and others. Practice calm abiding and direct insight. Have faith, devotion, and trust. Then the blessings of the enlightened ones will come quite easily. Not necessarily the way we want, with our hand always out. But the truth of the matter, perhaps, is we're already blessed. As I said earlier, you got up this morning, maybe you did all of your hygienic things and you had your coffee and whatever, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people got up this morning and they had nothing to eat whatsoever. A lot of people did not even get up this morning because they couldn't move. But a lot of people got up in fear that they may be shot and killed before the day is over. And here we are, set so comfortably, so pleasantly. Isn't that a blessing? I think so. A couple other things. Master Thich Nhat Hanh has, I think, I'm not sure what the exact date was, but let's just say within this last 2 weeks, that Thich Nhat Hanh passed. And then also Gyaltsen Rinpoche. I don't know if you can Google Gyaltsen Rinpoche. Also passed. And it's the anniversary of Gyaltsen Rinpoche a couple of days ago. So Gyaltsen sent me a letter from the Sikkim government that the time that Gyaltsen Rinpoche passed, and that he is presently now in Thupten, and I'm not sure how his body is placed. He is sitting up or lying down like Lama. And to back up a little bit, the connection is Gyaltsen Rinpoche, Urgyen, or Gyaltsen Rinpoche, because he is very high Rinpoche. I'm not sure if he may have been the head of the Nyingma tradition or at one time was. But my connection to him is Gyaltsen Rinpoche was teacher to Lama Rinpoche. In the 70s, early 70s, at least I believe that my dreaming is correct, that Gyaltsen Rinpoche came to New York to our center and gave refuge. So I was given refuge by Gyaltsen Rinpoche, who has now passed. So that's that connection. Gyaltsen Rinpoche is also teacher to Kunjo Rinpoche. Obviously, he was a colleague of Gyaltsen Rinpoche, Tuku Urgyen Rinpoche. All the great masters know this wonderful master has passed. The other master is who has just passed is Master Thich Nhat Hanh. So again, I never met Thich Nhat Hanh directly. See, this Thich Nhat Hanh, you see his picture. It is from the Han clan of Vietnam, which probably Master Min could tell us a lot more than I'm aware of. But in my little understanding is, I probably had to be in high school or maybe junior high school, had to be junior high school. And this was the time of the beginning of the Vietnam War. And I was sitting there watching the news, and it flashed to this monk sitting in the middle of the street of Hanoi, I believe Hanoi, pouring gasoline, a can on his body. I said, what is he doing? He's dumping the gasoline all over his body. And then he calmly sat it down, and he strikes the match and lights it and sits in meditation. And in amazement and awe and shock, I watched this. But I thought, how? How did he do that? How does one do that? So my connection was being inspired by this great master, who the heart of his teaching was loving kindness and compassion, and looking at the interconnectedness of all throughout the totality of the universe. I think he has a book, The Way of the White Cloud. I think it's Way of the White Cloud. But hold this picture here again. So we have Gyaltsen Rinpoche's Parinirvana. We have the passing of Master Thich Nhat Hanh. We have the passing of Kapchi Thupten Rinpoche. Then Talking to Gyaltsen says, when great masters pass, their consciousness is all pervasive. And merely by thinking of them is to intermingle our consciousness and through faith, devotion, and trust to receive their blessings. So may we all receive the blessings of Master Thich Nhat Hanh, Gyaltsen Rinpoche, Kapchi Thupten Rinpoche. In one way, we are all connected through, we'll say this, Dharma connected net of conscious enlightenment. We're all connected. Create a ripple of peace and harmony and happiness and love. These are the things this great master taught. Not only did he teach them, he was an example. He was the flower. He showed these things in his everyday actions. And I'm sure he had his difficulties like all teachers. But it was how he navigated through them. That's what's important. How we navigate through our difficulties and how we use our difficulties and recognize them as blessings. Take a breath in. Thank you, Jampa. Breathing out. Rest for a moment. So again, as I wrote back to Lama Gaelic, in the recognition of the unity of emptiness and awareness, in the Rigpa, rest your mind. Resting your mind, let loving kindness and compassion arise uninhibited, unmeasurable, not leaving one sentient being behind. As you release the constructs of conceptuality and the grandness of the universe, connect with the essence of these masters and receive their blessings. May all sentient beings be blessed. May all sentient beings awaken to the intrinsic and life nature that lies within them at this very moment. May loving kindness and compassion, joyousness and equanimity blossom like a field of flowers for all to see. So again, the next part is we'll do Longpa. And interesting thing about this practice Longpa. As we engage in the process, you may find that when you make the cleaning of something, then that which made it unclean has to come out, doesn't it? It doesn't just poof, disappear. We would like it to disappear. You take a cloth and it's a little bit dirty and you put it in the water, the cloth will become clean, but the water is not clean. So the impurities have to go somewhere until they dissolve away. So sometimes the more you do the Longpa practices and do these practices, period, all of a sudden you go, I'm in more turmoil than I was before. They seem more difficult. I'm more upset, I'm more petty, I'm more bickering, I'm more talking about what I don't have and what I, it go on and on and on. You go, wow, I'm not doing, and people go, I'm not doing that practice anymore. Whatever came out was already there. It was just hidden. You didn't see it, but everyone else knew it was there. So the Sangha is very wonderful, isn't it? It's the jewel, because the tangible relativeness of our own blessings, of strife and ignorance and the desire, etc., they come to the surface. So the jewels, really they're jewels because they are blessings, because they direct us to let go of the ego clinging to the illusion of these impurities. So in the Sangha, and I've seen this again and again and again, the Sangha is like throwing, and it's an insult to the cats. It's like throwing cats into a burlap bag. That's an insult to the cat. But the Sangha coming together is like throwing cats into a burlap bag. And they just fight and scratch and argue and make problems. And then the teacher comes along, he goes, there's an opening. Guys, come on, just go out and you'll be fine. We'd rather stay in the dark and bag and fight. So as we do the practice again, we have to look and see. You can check. His Holiness just says, check now this day and see how you go about your way. Then look 2 weeks and see have you changed. 3 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. If one does not see any change, and only deeper and deeper into strife and conflict and bickering, then maybe you should go do something else. It's not working. Or we do not allow it to work. We profess to change, but we don't want to change. Change, we resist. Look around, you shall see. Talking to me. So let's really look at this moment to embrace the fullness in this place of the practice that we do this day. And by opening our hearts truly, as I was reading last night on Jamba, you really want to connect, open your heart, have faith, and trust, devotion, and love, starting with yourself. Did you say to yourself this morning, I will look within and start there. That's where I will begin. Love for oneself, compassion for oneself, a sense of joyousness in every breath. Again, Vijnanahan, peace in every step and peace in every breath. Do you walk in peace? It's like the old biblical from my early days, and hearing the pastor or the priest would say, as you leave this day and go about, and he would say, walk in peace, my brothers and sisters. Walk in peace, my child. Let that peace arise and blossom in your heart like a flower. And sometimes we hear these aphorisms, these code words, and we go, yeah. But in the stillness of the night, in the stillness of the light, isn't that what you want? A sense of peace and harmony and happiness and love in our life? Maybe you don't want, I don't know. But if you're practicing this, according to our traditions, then that is the way we must go. So this is what I'm asking of myself and asking of you. May we truly embody, as you say, the unsurpassable enlightened qualities of the Buddhas lies within each and every one of us. May it blossom so others can see. Take a breath in, please. Breathe out and just rest. To transcend, to transform, to liberate self and others. But we cannot do that if we continue to bring our own inadequacies unchecked, our own negativity, etc. How can we help others if we haven't taken the time to help ourselves? Begin breathing out. So isn't that what you say when we begin? Sentient beings are numberless. Think about them as you say. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Illusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are infinite. I vow to liberate them. Our delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to hinder them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. So you might say we have a system of check and balance. Check and balance, like business. Dharma business. Are we truly seeking to transcend our delusions? The falsity that we construct from the poisons of the tree. How do we look deeply or go deeper into our own consciousness to see? This consciousness, this awareness, and we know we can go through all of the rhetoric, is it or is it not? Empty, full, present, ephemeral, etc. Master Sancho, he said, we exist in the dream of an unreality. Unreality. I like how he put it. It's really convoluted. I was going to read it, but it's too much. If the reality that we perceive does not exist, from where did it arise? If it is empty, and if it is empty, that which has arisen cannot be. But the reality that we see is based on false circumstances and conditions, which themselves are empty. But they do come into being, this reality, like a dream. So how can we say that there is no reality to be seen? The reality I see is like a dream. It is an unreality, but it does exist before me, he says. It is and it is not. The mistake would be to say, there is no reality, it is all empty, it doesn't mean anything to me. But then again, it is a reality we exist in that we see. So how can it be that there is no reality that you say you do not see? And he goes on until your mind is completely twisted. And he said, just rest and be. That's what I heard him say. Just rest and be. So as I started off, is it not miraculous? So mysterious. You can look up into the night sky and say to yourself, that universe which I look and presents to my eye is no further than the one who is standing here looking into the sky. I think that's fascinating. And I've asked since the time I was a child. I'm still only 5. I still ask, how is that? What is this consciousness? What is this life force that exists within us, that connects us, that we don't see? So then the last thing, talking too much, I know the time is ticking away. And I'm trying to recall the key instructions that the teachers have given to me. And the one I came back to last night, looking into the sky, within the empty orb, or the empty bindu of space within the heart, is the essence of our consciousness, to paraphrase Rinpoche. But he said, don't tell anyone. But that was many years ago. Sunyata, the emptiness that knows its nature, has a dwelling place within this physical structure. The empty bindu, so meaning circle or orb, the empty orb with the R and the moon can be used as a trigger, an icon, an emoji, to access the mainframe, this mainframe. And there is an old animation called The Wizards, or Wizards. And I remember seeing a scene where the characters enter into a sphere and they float up into space. May at the time of the graceful exit, which I hope it is, recognize the empty orb or bindu, blue bindu of space within, and the essence of the radiant awe will rise up the center channel and out the aperture of Brahman and merge with that sky and stars that I see at night. That one does not fear the departure. It is just a returning back to come again into the vastness of space. But is not consciousness the same when you look deep into your face? Take a breath in. Step beyond the ordinary. So ordinary when we have the capacity to be extraordinary. And all we do is throw mud in our face and throw it into the others. Aren't you tired? Really? Take a breath in. At least with an R sound. Oh yeah, good. Put your burdens down. That's why you see the great yogis scantily clothed, because they have placed their burdens down. Again, back to the old preachers sitting in the pews in Selma, Alabama. All of those that stand before the gates of heaven must disrobe and do so completely naked. All will be known, all is known, and all will be seen. of those who walk through these gates must be clean. So trying to piece all of these things I've heard, maybe they'll be of some benefit to you, I don't know. But if the seed is planted and nourished, eventually it will grow. It also has another attribute. When one knows the way that is correct, but chooses the alternative route that only creates that which is incorrect, it will be pointed out. That brings us back to Sangha. We must have difficulty and challenges because they become the fertilizer to create. Like Master Z sometimes, probably he is just throwing paint against the canvas. He can't get it out. It won't go out. And he starts slashing about, and at the end he looked, oh, from his madness, something came about. Okay, it should stop. Now, please, Bodhisattvas and Arahats, speak to us, bless us, grant us that which we need to be a benefit to others. Zom Nande, Nande, Benje, Nande, Tashi, Puja, Tunga, Tumba, Ye, Sangye, Sodan, Yeno, Mabe, Zo, Ula, Tabla, Tajo, Taji, Do, Zobe, Tabla, Zode, Dondo, Jambe, Yalva, Jida, Tamba, Ba, Nunda, Tumba, Taji, Daba, Jen. Lugo daba zada bada li zenje zabe namlu tabe na yeje jeba zara bada be tsan tabe tashi bade wa lewa sheba kela tasalo champa shodo pale doje zen chendre zakwan gombo tambe pa Saji Rinpo Tupa Tamaza Namta Rinpo Pato Tuntuzo Uta Doche Peka Lusindo Nobudo Wadari Nimayi Wache Linam Kashi Pandisho Chanshu Shampa Gila Tashalo Meche Dusho Tashi Shoyena Dujo Munsan Chio Kamala Nena Dunda Pusho Paleo Nina Gashe Wengu Kolote Denchen Tasho Keki Chashen Jen Chodu Dawa Chojing Sekima Gesho Ngwa Chempe Pepe Waya Tashi Lama Gila Tashalo Tencha Tempo Da Chung Shene Bu Niton Dandan Gapo Jumlo Sho Paki Tandu Luwa Nimiza Nanto Sete Lache Holoda Jishu Ladam Duntung Dorje She Bizam Dari Shoten Chishin Chin Sashu Negu Gile Tashi Pe Chiten Kongwa Gila Tashalo Dachak Delu Sawa Shamala Gada Nuwa Shewa Kunshine Dodam Papel Shamdu Chishu Tashi Dele Kusho Dachak Dendra Shawa Shopala Deda Dewa Shawa Kunshine Dodam Papel Shamdu Chishu Tashi Dele Kusho Dachak Dendra Shawa Shopala Deda Dewa Kiwa Kunshine Dodam Papel Shamdu Chishu Tashi Dele Kusho
Thập chế gờ lệ sơ đê gờ đê sen se bê sơ gờ la gong pa gần chim ba gê chon chen po đê kê sơ đê wa đê đô sam ba ji sam gê sơ đăng gê đô la chân sơ nam po chu kê ba tak ca đê ni ca sơ chi sơ ra ni sơ đăng chê bê song bê sang chen gê đô la sang gê đăng đê nê yê tê chu bê chân sơ sơ kỳ đô chi si nam ca nam pa ra Dorje chi si ne gu ba, e se da ne ne gu ne, Dorje de kia sa wa so, chu nam tam che gu le so, de gu de sin se ke so, gu la gong pa gan chen pa, gu chuan chen po de ke so, de wa de do sa pa ye, san ge so da ge lu la, Dorje chi si ne gu ba, de se da ne ne gu ne, Dorje de do sa pa ye, san ge so da ge lu la, chân sư Rinpoche chu kỳ ba, chắc ca đa ni ca shu chi. Đê ngư đê sen se bê xuân, gơ la gong pa gần chân ba, ghi chong chân po đê kê su, đê wa đa đô sam pa ye, sung ghê sư en chung la, chân sư Rinpoche chu kỳ ba, chắc ca đa ni ca shu chi. Sư ra ni se đen chân bê, song bê sang chen đen đô đa, sang ghê đen đô nê ghi chân, chu bê chân sư sang kỳ đô, nam ca nam pa đa, đô wa chi sư nê gơ ba, Yé sư đa đê nê gơ nê, đô wa đa kê sơ wa shu.
Receiving the blessings, white, red, blue, yellow, opening the body, the speech, the mind, and knowledge and wisdom. So again, just sort of hearing the voice say, reality unreal like a dream it may be, who knows, in the end we'll all know and see. But the blessing is you have a choice. We have a choice. We can choose what you wish this reality to be. Some, from ignorance and desire and misplaced anger, etc., create realities of strife and conflict and discord and violence and killing and hatred. But we have so many examples like that of Master Thich Nhat, who created a reality of peace and harmony and happiness and love. Don't you want to create that reality? And whatever means that we can use to bring that about, we employ because we have made a choice to go about. We choose to see the reality form of whatever substance it may be. The great enlightened ones, Buddhas and Guru Rinpoche. If you look at it this way, I think you'll see. As it says, the Buddha lies in the palm of your hand. Which will you choose for it to be? Practice Tonglen, light flowing out in 10 directions for the benefit of others and self. Loving kindness and compassion, your merit, your blessings, your happiness, even your fortune, flow out. Practice Tonglen. In our mind's eye, our intention of others or self and others and others and self as manifested. As I said earlier, if it does not start within, then how can it manifest without? If it manifests without having the source within, then it is false. It cannot, again, be of benefit, but only come to an end. And as you breathe out, rest your mind. Water into water. As though one recognizes that this present awareness, this present wakefulness, small as it may seem to be perceived, is not separate from that of the enlightened ones. In the recognition of emptiness and clarity, the unity thereof expressing itself in light of loving kindness and compassion. Just let go and be present. Or just let go in being present. This does not go away, nor did it come. It is ever present. Breathing out. Lama releasing out. Umedana Hiltu Parava, Hiltu Dagatahaya, Rata Dagatah, Yunarova, Haminin Maha, Samana Soha, Zebadra Samaya, Zaza, Aho, Om Ritsa Ramani, Pavadaye, Soha. Zebadra Samaya, Zaza, Om Bhadra Amrita Kundale Anna Om Day. You want to visualize that you are invoking Urgyen Samten Ling Gonpa and all of the peaceful and rightful deities. Ranjing Yende one day was good to the Lama, Little Day, Urgyen Dorje, Gabo, Nunjun. Yukti Gyanyo Nezawa Nebe Gurwando Nirnanda Bhaja Sama Za. Sangye Dona Durge Dona Bhajandu Bhadu Dani Gasuji. Kaji Denduge Bejo Nangi Dora Denduge Dubajo. Sangye Dona Durge Dona Bhajandu Bhadu Dani Gasuji. Kaji Denduge Bejo Nangi Dora Denduge Dubajo. Sangye Dodan Zogi Donam Jundu Badu Dani Gasuji. Kaji Jindugi Pedo Nangi Dola Binze Sangye Tubasho. Gaho, Gaho, Zoji Naramba Kemba Yu. Baja Mala Sri Haru Duro. Ini Dorje Turba Guru Eze Nyam Nyam Zarva Judro Zarva Dhamma Durve Dudoro Durve Dende 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 Yuje Rue Nando Dhamma Dhamma Duru Dhamma 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 Rajan Gozo Chenpo Guru Oma 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 Om Dhamma Bhate Sapavira Bharva Satamaza Satana Pate Jete Balanaja Namo Salvada Gata Bayum Vijumuru Salvata Mogite Sapara Namin Namazoa Namo Salvada Gata Bayum Vijumuru Salvata Mogite Sapara Namin Namazoa Namo Salvada Gata Bayum Vijumuru Salvata Mogite Sapara Nahiram Karama Soha Zedana Neda Om Sabha Nini Namo Sabha Dada Gata Bayu Vijunu Om Savaningene Namo Savadadaga Daba Yumishin Mugude Savarata Pamukate Saparana Iram Giranam Goriana Iram Baminda Taye So Sanjay Sanjay Devada Devada Deva Guru Se Dunyada Guna Dova Guru Se Dunyada Deva Guru Se Deva Nana Guru Se Sanjay Sanjay Devada Deva Guna Deva Guru Se Dunyada Deva Guru Se Dunge me vedana dhamma Deva Guru Se Deva Nana Deva Nana Guru Se Sanjay Sanjay Devada Deva Guna Deva Guru Se Dunyada Guna Deva Guru Se Dunge me vedana dhamma Deva Guru Se Deva Nana Guru Se. So this section you just said, with an immeasurable attitude, immeasurable intentions, immeasurable motivation for the benefit of self and others and all, I develop loving kindness and compassion, joyousness and equanimity. The other day in class, a student came to me and asked, how do I develop compassion? Oh, this made my whole day. It still rings in my mind. How do you develop compassion? As you go through the day, check. Are you really developing and radiating and practicing compassion, regardless of what the situation may be? Protective energies we need. So you put the barrier, you set the boundaries. You set the boundaries, the posts of the fence, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, you're at the center, right? The chain Vajra link. Now offer everything. Everything up to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, lineage masters, all the way down to our present day teachers. That is most precious, including your own body, speech, and mind. You offer. Saje Boje Joja Medo Rambravan Neda Zambagi Sange Zende Meda Buvayi Dorian Dunazina Subasu Inana Saje Boje Joja Medo Rambravan Neda Zambagi Sange Zende Meda Buvayi Dorian Subasu Inana Mandrama Neda Taya. Even offer up your ignorance, offer up your desire, offer up your anger, offer up our arrogance, our pride, our lust, our greed, offer everything up. And it transforms into the most precious jewels. Sashi Boje Jojo Medo Ramri Ravna Zende Litzamagi Sange Zende Meza Buvayi Dorian Nazina Subajo Idan Randa Mandalaka Nedata Badru Satas Namaya Mandalaya Badru Satas Nova Dipta Dupua Sokaya Dupua Dupaya Magua and the peaceful and rightful deities come and be present. Vajra Samaya. out in front of you. So you should think that perhaps the universe itself, the cosmos, has a signature, a cosmic signature for vibration, an energy pattern. Dorje Samten is the manifestation of the Buddhas of enlightened purity, the transcendental wisdom and knowledge of all, oscillating at a certain frequency. Maybe the Buddha is more like this, but we're like that. So over the practice is focus on this next series of bringing our consciousness, which is already aligned with that of this purity, but we constantly are disrupting our own inner purity. So as we recite, let the two intersect. So you want to make sure you're pronouncing and visualizing so that the body, the speech, and the mind are intersecting in purity and transcendental wisdom. It's actually cool. So now you make all of the offerings Saje Boje Doja Medo Ramru Balan Sende Zambagi Sange Sende Medo Suwayi Dogam Nanga Senda Dubajo Ino Nana Nandu Laka Meda Daya Me Saje Boje Doja Medo Ramru Balan Sende Zambagi Sange Sende Medo Suwayi Dogam Nanga Senda Dubajo Ino Nana Nandu Laka Meda Daya Me Saje Boje Doja Ramru Balan Sende Zambagi Sange Sende Medo Suwayi Dogam Nanga Senda Dubajo Ino Nana Nandu Laka Meda Daya So you have now done, I wanted to get in 108. I know I'm a little bit over time. I'll cut short here. But check just this day. Have you found the vibration and the unity and the harmony of that which is represented by the deity that also exists within yourself, that there's a balance, that one feels a sense of peace, one arrives at a feeling of inner harmony, right, and happiness, and that one has the quality of love for benefit of all sentient beings that arises from trust and devotion and faith. Yo, I did, nigga, do. So, and as we close, would you please join me? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.